guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to share with you the things I wish I'd known about bonding with baby. I've made a few of these like things I wish I'd known videos, and it's so hard. You can do all the research you want before you do something, but I've found that especially with having a baby, having a child, all the research in the world still sometimes doesn't prepare you for the actuality of what you're experiencing, or the reality of what you're experiencing. And that was a huge one for me with baby bonding, or bonding with my baby. And this is gonna be like less of a list video, like less of where I like go down the list of like, this is the first thing I wish I would have known, this is the second. I just kind of wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about my experience bonding with my son Hugo, who is now 6 months old, as well as just kind of talking about bonding with baby in general. And hopefully, if you are pregnant, expecting your first, your second, your third, or if you have babies, you can also kind of contribute to the conversation down in the comments below. So let's talk about bonding with baby. Now, I'm going to talk about from my experience. I was told before I got pregnant, I mean, commercials, TV, movies, they always paint this picture of an immediate bonding experience. Your baby comes out and you immediately feel this otherworldly, godly love for this child that is overwhelming, euphoric, and just overwhelming in the most positive, gorgeous way. And I'm here to tell you that it is okay if you don't experience that immediately. Let's talk about why. You have just gone through possibly one of the hardest, most strenuous events of your life. Now, I had a pretty traumatic birth experience. I gave birth vaginally after about 2 hours and 45 minutes of pushing. I was in labor for about a day, so it wasn't a terribly long labor experience. I had an epidural that worked / didn't work. I had a really weird, I would say negative epidural experience. And then I had a 4th degree tear, episiotomy, which means, well, episiotomy, the doctors cut me slightly to help baby come out, but then I ended up tearing. I had a 4th degree tear from the front all the way to the back, and then I had a rectal tear, so the tear continued to just keep on traveling upward. And so after I had my son, immediately after, honestly, I was so happy he was here, but bonding with him was very low down on my list, or like very low down in my thought process. Honestly, I remember thinking just like, thank God labor is over, thank God. And the pain, going through the pain of getting stitched up, it felt so uncomfortable. And this isn't to scare you if you're pregnant and you're feeling like a little apprehensive about like labor and delivery. Everyone has a different experience. I did not have a positive experience, not only of labor, but then the like recovery process afterwards. So as Hugo was on my chest and everyone around me was like awing and awing at him, I remember just breathing, like needing to breathe through getting stitched up. And it took my doctor an hour to stitch me up. And it wasn't because she didn't know what she was doing. She's actually like an extremely fantastic doctor and did such a good job. But the tear was so bad, it took an hour for her to stitch back together, and that was so incredibly painful. So just know that your postpartum experience bonding with baby could be very dependent on the type of labor and delivery experience you have. Now I say could be because obviously, like I just said, everyone's experience is going to be so different. So did I feel love for Hugo? Yes, I did. I did. I really felt like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I have my own baby, right? Because there's that like sudden moment of like, especially if this is your first baby, now I'm a mom. Like, how surreal is that? So I was thinking about that, holding him, getting stitched up, just feeling so incredibly overwhelmed and like out of my head about everything. And then I remember, especially during those first few weeks at home, I was lucky I didn't experience postpartum depression, but like with anyone who's just gone through pregnancy and then giving birth, your hormones are going up and down, up and down. So there's a grace period that you need to give yourself where you're gonna have days you feel super overwhelmed, super frustrated, upset, and there are gonna be some days where you feel that euphoric high, and that's what I experienced. Now, in terms of bonding with baby, I will be so honest with you guys. I didn't start to feel like a real bond with Hugo until we started having a bit of a reciprocal relationship. So for those first few months, I really felt like I was pouring my heart and soul into something that was giving me nothing back. And I read a really interesting, quote or like a little excerpt that said, to feel really bonded with your newborn is really hard because we as humans develop a bond and a strong bond with people once we've had experiences with them. So expecting yourself to feel immediately bonded to a newborn that you just met a month ago is asking a lot of yourself. And so again, to give yourself this grace period, this period of time where you don't put this immense pressure on yourself to feel incredibly bonded with your baby. And I say that because I had so many times during those first, I would say like 3.5 months where I felt like, why don't I feel this crazy immeasurable bond with my baby that everyone talks about? Where is that bond? But I was able to sort of remove myself from the situation a little bit and think a little more rationally and say to myself like, hey, calm down, like you just met this baby. You're doing everything you can to like give this baby love and to take care of this baby. Know that feeling that bond will come. And it's all of these experiences, it's all of these days, these weeks, these months that will eventually accumulate to create that intense bond. Now, some people might feel an immediate bond with their baby in the first day, the first week, the first month, and that's amazing. But like I said, I didn't feel a super close bond with Hugo until we started experiencing things together. And even at 6 months, he's 6 months old, I will say like even now that we're stepping out of the house more, now that I'm bringing him to like little gym classes or that we're having these experiences together, now I'm starting to feel like, okay, wow, like we're in this together. He is my best friend, he is my little buddy, and like we are inseparable sort of thing. And I don't know if I felt that at 2 months old, you know, like we didn't have that experience those times yet where I felt like, okay, we're in this together sort of thing. Again, I poured all of my love and all of my energy into him, and that can sometimes, especially for a new parent, can feel really exhausting and overwhelming because you feel like you're not getting anything back. I feel like that's part of the journey. That's part of the experience. If it makes you feel any better, if you're in that sort of beginning 4th trimester, the first 12 weeks where you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm pouring my heart and my soul into this baby that's giving me nothing back and I'm not feeling a bond, know that you will get there. The experiences will get you there. The time you spend together will get you there. And when your baby starts smiling at you and cooing at you and recognizes you, reaches for you, wants to be with only you, those situations, those experiences will get stronger and stronger and stronger. That bond will get stronger. I also want to say that I think it helps to remove yourself from the situation, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed. I feel like I've said overwhelmed a million times in this video, but I feel like that's the perfect word for when you become a first-time parent. I at least have felt overwhelmed 99% of the time. And so I found that having someone there who can watch your child, whether it be your partner, in my situation, my husband, my mom, my dad, family members who can swoop in and take baby from you for an hour, 2 hours, even just 30 minutes, help you feel like you and help you in your healing process, which in turn will help you bond with your baby, because the last thing you want to feel is resentful toward your child, especially during the first first few weeks, we're going through all of these immense changes anyway, and it's so easy to feel like you're losing your own identity. And again, I'm gonna say overwhelmed, feeling overwhelmed, but I found that really, really helped, and I was able to come back into and assume my role as very attentive 100% mom better when I was able to step away and either like take a shower or, I don't know, get like a 30-minute nap in there, or go out and get my nails done, or just something for me, so that I was able to maintain my identity and thus put myself into a mommy role without feeling resentful, and bond with baby without feeling like baby was taking from me. So I feel like this is a bit of an open-ended conversation. My husband and baby just got home. They're so cute. And that's because, like any relationship, it's always growing and developing as days go by. And so I would love to just know your thoughts on bonding with baby, what your experience has been. You felt that intense bond with baby. I find the subject to be really fascinating and really interesting. Again, just because I didn't realize that maybe for me it wasn't going to be an immediate feeling, an immediate thing, and that's okay. That's okay. All right, guys, that's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I will talk to you all really soon. Bye, guys.